Hello everybody, this is Soniv.
And this is WaveofShadow. We are your Team Liquid casting golems bringing you HGL Challenger Week.
Challenger Week. Oh.
Challengers. I'm being really obnoxious.
And what is Challenger Week now, Wade?
Challenger Week is a weighted best of 3. That's apparently to determine seeding. I don't really understand all of the intricacies behind it, but it's apparently to determine the seeding for the HGL playoffs, which begin next week. So we're seeing now Microsoft versus Cerner, and because Microsoft is the higher seed in this, I believe,
Yes.
they only have to win one game. If Cerner wins, however, it will go to a third quote-unquote game, and the winner of that will determine who gets a higher seed, I guess, for the playoffs.
Right, so it's essentially just a best of 3 with the higher seed having a one-game advantage.
Yes. Thank you for making my complicated explanation sound very simple.
Okay, so we've got quite a few bans going out already. Oh, okay, well, she's sad with that last ban. But we will run through them real quick. We're seeing a Garen ban. A little surprised about that one from Microsoft. And then a Jax ban. Well, not that surprising, to be honest. And then Draven.
So these probably targeted?
I'm assuming Draven is,
yeah. I was going to say, because these are not particularly common ban. Even Jax, you don't really see him banned these days. Nocturne's banned, that's for sure has got to be targeted.
So they're just playing the personal mind games.
Yep, just ban out a strong player. Looks like they're Ibne is not happy with this, apparently.
Ibne's having a rough time. Oh boy. So yeah, they're just having a little bit of fun with it. I mean, and Kazakh's ban. I believe I was looking. I think Shebanga Bang plays Kazakhs, and that's an amazing name. I freaking love that name.
It's not even. I think the best part of the name is not. It's not just Shebang Bang. There's the extra and there's Shebanga Bang. It's
Obviously.
like really it rolls off the tongue.
Yep.
Very nice.
Okay, so not much to say about the bans, unfortunately, for a theme other than they're just trying to ban each other out.
Well, here, no, I've got something that links all of these bans.
What's that?
It would all be very, very good with a Blade of the Ruined King.
Oh, true.
Due to its resurgence to popularity these days, that maybe is one of the reasons why they're banning them out. They don't want, even though there's probably every AD champion in the game can use it these days, but
certainly every AD champion can and does use it now.
Despite the hotfix, it's still very, very strong.
Yes, it's still a very good item. I'm sure it's still going through the whole popular, like, oh, I'm really strong item phase, where people are just getting it because they think it's still really, really good even after the hotfix. Hey,
Amumu, a non-targeted ban.
Yeah, well, Microsoft, yep, did ban. Thank you, Fleeting Dream. I love when people do that.
Yeah, it is really nice.
It's so nice.
It makes your job so much easier because then you don't screw it up later.
hey now. But yeah, Amumu just, I mean, we've seen time and time again, he does get banned or picked most games just because he's just such a strong presence in all fights. So yeah, not surprised to see Amumu ban.
Definitely so. So we're just going to get into the picks in a second now, and then we can get into this game. I'm really interested to see if there's going to be any specific strategies outlined in this game, if we're going to see anything new, or if it's going to be a typical, AOE hull comp. We're going to see poke comp. We're going to see split pushing. What are we going to see? I want to see something I've never seen before.
Okay.
Come on, let's do it. Let's innovate, HGL.
Let's theory craft then. What kind of thing? So we're going to need an AD Malzahar.
AD Malzahar is fantastic.
It's hilarious.
I just like to say AD Malzahar is honestly fantastic. It's really great because he doesn't even need, like, he can still push like crazy. You don't have to be AP to push like crazy.
Yeah. Because
his base damage on, I think we talked about this too.
Have we?
I think we might have talked about this last week.
I think
we might have. Anyway, it doesn't matter. AD Malzahar really, really good. Everybody should play it.
Everyone, go now. Don't even watch this. Just go play with your Malzahar now.
Play with your Malzahar. All right, first pick.
Yep. Tarek. Not surprising.
We said it at the same time. Jinx.
I hate you.
If I were there, I would punch you right now for talking.
Even with his nerfs, Tarek is still a very, very good champion. Not even nerfs. We did talk about this last week. I know we did. But a rebalancing of where his power is. And maybe they're following your lead. They want to do some Tarek top action.
I hope so.
That would be awesome.
I would very much like to see
Jungle
that.
Tarek.
Jungle, does that work?
I
guess
so.
it must. I guess it must work. He gets passive armor, although he loses it when he shatters, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of goes against the Caitlyn and J4. Jarvan is, I think Jarvan was picked in not every game, maybe almost every single game I casted the other night.
Yeah, well, we were talking about this earlier. He's really, really, really strong. And neither of us really know why, right? Like, why he's getting this huge resurgence. It could be from the Blade of the Rune King. But he's just very good Season 3. He's always had a really good kit, so...
I guess it's he offers decent disruption. He doesn't offer any really... he's got a bit of a knock-up, but he's no Amumu, he's no Malphite, he's no, like there isn't that much hard CC in his kit. But I guess he's got better clear speeds than someone like Malphite, for example, or I don't know, but I don't know, even Cho'Gath, I would think. Cho'Gath has so much disruption. He doesn't have gap closers, but...
Well, like Jarvan and Xin Zhao both are very popular jungles right now. I think it's the sticking power that they have and just the sheer damage they do early on, and then they get tanky and they can still do plenty of damage. And they have there's Xin Zhao.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, we're gonna see the two manly Demacians going against each other. But I love J4. I wish I could play him.
Why can't you play him?
Because I'm bad.
Jarvan's one of those champions that I hated. I hated when he first came out. I thought he was terrible. And I tried him out, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do the QE flag combo. Couldn't do that. Couldn't do anything. I hated him, never touched him again. Picked him up again maybe a year later, and I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah. So, all right, we are going to see Misfortune. I'm not sure if it's going to be Taric Misfortune bottom, but if it is, that's a very strong lane, as we've seen in the past. And I like playing Kate against Misfortune because Caitlyn does have that 90 caliber net, does have the the ability to get away, and Jarvan jumping onto Misfortune is going to be a problem for Microsoft, I'm sure, just because it's Jarvan. And Misfortune has no escapes aside from her flash, which if she blows it, then Jarvan's all set.
Yeah. Definitely so. Misfortune, very, very strong harass, but Caitlyn as well, because she's got that incredible range. So, pretty good pick against that. I'm wondering who the support for Caitlyn is going to be. I'm thinking Lulu, probably.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We've seen lately Lulu being picked a lot more, but she's just very, very, very strong support. She just offers so much utility.
Yep.
Pretty much everything you could ever want in a support, Lulu has.
I think Lulu was picked every single game in the G League finals, I think.
Yeah, that does.
Literally every game, and I think she switched back and forth between teams.
Yeah.
She's incredibly strong right now. She just offers so much because she offers really, really great disengage. She sort of replaced Janna in that respect because you don't really see Janna anymore.
I still love Janna. I play her a lot. I think she's still very good.
Oh, look at this. We're actually going to see Leona. Now, a Caitlyn Leona, really, really great zoning because, that's what Leona's fantastic at. But the fact that she has to dive in and Caitlyn doesn't really offer much in terms of burst to complement Leona's combo, not the most synergistic pick I could think of.
Yeah, no, I agree. And if you'd said Leona would have been, I would have sort of not agreed just because, yeah, you're right. She doesn't synergize that well with Kate. When I'm thinking Caitlyn, I'm thinking Taric or Lulu or even Zyra. We're going to see Swain.
Ooh.
I love Swain.
Swain and Aurelia. I'm wondering if Swain's going to be... See, it's tough to say. I don't know. Are we going to see... I guess it would probably be Swain mid, but the question is Nidalee going to be mid?
I hope so.
Or is she going to be top?
I really hope it's an AP Nidalee. Those spears are going to be really, really fun.
But they're not going to be so fun for Microsoft.
No, but I do like the Nidalee pick against Xin Zhao because Nidalee is a pretty safe laner in general. She always has been, built as Bruiser or even as AP. And Xin Zhao does have some pretty scary ganks, so Nidalee being a strong, safe laner, I really do like that. Hopefully Nidalee doesn't get grabbed by a never move from Swain, and and then Nidalee will just die. But
yeah, and Aurelia actually has resurged as being a decent pick these days because of Blade of the Rune King.
Aurelia's always been a good champion, always. Her kit is just too good; she will never not be a good champion.
By the way, am I allowed? Do I have to say Blade of the Rune King every time
or Bork
on this cast, or can I just say Bork? Because I want to say Bork. Nothing sounds better than that.
You just want to say Bork.
I really just want to say Bork. It brings back fond memories of. I think I posted this in the thread the other day, but the Swedish Chef.
Oh yeah.
So every time I say it, I think of him like throwing meatballs and shooting lettuce and stuff.
All right. I'm wondering what top laner we're going to see from Microsoft. Against Aurelia, we could see a Malphite. I think Malphite would be pretty good.
I think Nasus would be a good pick.
I would love to see Nasus.
Honestly, but I really do. I think
I
Nasus
agree.
would be a very good pick. Like, I mean, that Wither is an incredible slow. I mean, they don't really have. Actually, they do have. They don't have targeted stun, but they've got Leona. And considering MF can often be tough to catch, as well as Aurelia with jumps, Xin with jumps.
Yeah.
I really think that would be a decent pick.
I agree. The only downside is that when you see a Nasus, Cho'Gath. Okay.
All right, that works
I like
too.
Cho'Gath as well. Yeah, but he offers a lot of CC, a lot of burst. But what I was going to say with Nasus, it's like if you see him, he's going to be camped early because if he ever gets rolling, it's just so hard to stop him.
Yep, and even more so now that his Q was buffed to for 3 damage per creep and 6 damage for big creeps and big jungle creeps and stuff.
Yeah. Yep. All right,
so it looks though we're just going to get right into the game here. So let's talk now about, the general topics we seem to cover in all these casts. We can talk about invasions.
Oh, I will. Just you wait.
So I'm looking at this now. Leona Cho. I'm thinking either side and engage is going to be pretty risky.
Well, there's a Caitlyn and there's a Nidalee. And they're on the same team, so it's like it's going to be really hard to invade on that because of the traps. The vision is going to be there, and you can be almost guaranteed they're going to have them out just to make sure that they don't get jumped. So I'm going to be hard pressed to see an invasion into Nidalee Caitlyn just because of that.
Now, what about the other way around? Are you going to see an invasion rather from Cerner? Like, is that going to be something?
Potentially, but the thing is, Jarvan's level 1 isn't that great. I mean, Leona is an awesome invade champion, but I mean, and Caitlyn's useful, level 1. Nidalee isn't that great because she does get her traps, level 1. But Microsoft does have Taric and Swain, 2 pretty scary champions to invade into. So
yeah.
I'm going to assume that both teams are just going to sort of camp it out in their jungle, and then just take the buffs that way. Because I don't really see it going very well for either team, to be honest.
Yeah. So just ward up as much of the opposing jungle as you can and get out.
Right.
Certainly makes sense. Now, moving on, let's talk about the laning phase just a little bit. So we're going to see Aurelia top lane against that most recently picked Cho'Gath. How is that going to go? How does that go? I feel like
I think it's going to be very farmy. It's
yeah,
going, they're just going to... Because, I mean, Aurelia probably can do a bit of damage to him early on, but as soon as Cho'Gath gets a little bit of defense, a little bit of health, and just general tankiness, it's like there's no point in even trying anymore because he just gets so tanky, and his passive is like really good for healing as well.
Yeah.
For sustain. So it's like it's just going to be very farmy, and then I'm sure Ibne and Pure Strikes will both be up top to try and help at some point. And if it does get snowballing, then in either direction, then it could be more action-packed. But I think off the bat it's going to be pretty farmy.
Okay, and then mid lane again. We've talked a little bit about that. Nidalee versus Swain, and I mean, I'd like to think that as long as Swain doesn't get hit by any spears off the bat, he might have an advantage in this lane.
I agree, but he has to not get hit by spears all game. And Nidalee, I'm assuming Nidalee will get a Tear of the Goddess, and once that happens, she can pretty much throw spears all she wants. And that's one of the biggest complaints against AP Nidalee, is that like it doesn't cost any mana. It does so much damage.
It's no risk. I think that's one of those abilities, much like I think we were discussing Lux's ultimate, but
yeah.
I feel like that's one of those abilities that could benefit from a cooldown increase.
Dude, but it's so much fun. Have you ever played AP Italy?
I have, and I'm notoriously bad at it. I'm not saying
okay.
it's. I was going to say, but it's not. I mean, in the hands of any decent player, you just throw out 10 spears, and at least one of them is bound to connect late game. And when that one spear connects, then you've essentially, eroded the enemy team's chance of defending a turret.
Right.
So you can just like throw infinite spears until you get what you want. It's not quite fair.
Oh, but that is why I like. Oh man, that is why I like Microsoft's team against Italy, because Xin Zhao, Aurelia, and Tarek are both really, really good at hard engaging, and that's what you need to do against a poke comp. And that's kind of what Cerner is going for with Nidalee, Caitlyn, and Cho'Gath. That's really good poke ability, but it's kind of countered by the fact that they have Leona, Jarvan, who are just like want to dive, dive, dive. So it'll be an interesting little team fight interaction. But Microsoft can hard engage on that Nidalee, and that's exactly what they want and need to do.
Yep. Having a look at summoners, we can do that now. Cam Walshy, grab and cleanse. Not entirely surprising going up against a Tarek. You really, really want to be able to get out of that targeted stun if you're in danger.
Yep.
While Theostru, going to be a little more aggressive with Ignite.
I don't like that at all, because it may be nice in the early game and during lane, but come late game with Cho'Gath and Jarvan, she's going to want like a barrier or a cleanse. It's like she's going to get jumped on, and she has no escapes other than her flash.
That's a good point. Very, very good point. So, I mean, it might help them win lane a little bit, but, I mean, in general, I feel like people often choose their summoners for laning rather than for late game.
Yes, which is understandable, because if it stems from the whole win lane, win game concept, which isn't always true, especially Season 3. It's certainly changed. But Misfortune, it can snowball very, very hard. So I understand the Ignite pick, but I just don't agree with it.
Okay, and then teleport from both top laners. So, I mean, we might see some really interesting dragon contesting going on.
Yeah,
but,
well, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say not a whole lot. I was going to say there may not be a whole lot to say about that. If one person teleports dead, essentially you need to always sort of be wary of an opponent missing, because even if you're going to go down there for dragon, they can easily teleport in. So. Right.
Well, it stems from both Sinian and Aoliung, I guess is how you pronounce that. Both of them realizing that Cho'Gath versus Aurelia is a very farm-heavy lane. So they're not going to try and kill each other. They're going to try and get kills elsewhere. They're going to try and exert map presence elsewhere. And come late game, they'll be able to split push and teleport to teamfights if they need to.
Yeah. I'm going to admit I wasn't listening. I was typing something.
Wow. Wow. No, I understand. I could just leave. I mean,
no, don't leave me. I can't do it by myself. Oh man. All right. Anyway, so game's just about to start. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't. You love it. All right, just about to get into the game. Got about 10 seconds left. We're getting into loading screen, and game's going to start up. Microsoft versus Cerner. I mean, I would say Microsoft's probably a favorite to win this, but Cerner's definitely got some fight in them, and I'm really interested to see, if they can bring the fight.
Yeah, well, and maybe we'll see some sort of Cinderella story, because if Cerner wins this, then it goes into that final, I guess not really playoff match, but that final match to determine who actually wins the series.
Would you say if Cerner won?
Stop it.
That it would be much like a Cinderella story?
That was awful. I'm not. Oh, man. Okay.
Skin analysis.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
So, whoa, hold on a minute. We got Warring Kingdoms Jarvan 4 versus Warring Kingdoms and Zhao. That is epic.
Baby.
That is epic. Okay, but those both cancel each other out, so that's null. French made in Italy against Cowgirl Misfortune. How does that rate?
Why?
I don't know. I can't tell.
Bilgewater Swain, man.
I'm not talking about Bilgewater Swain yet. I haven't gotten there.
You said French made in Italy.
I said French made in Italy. No, I'm not talking about the lanes. I'm saying in general, just comparing skins.
I mean, I love French made in Italy.
Of course you do. I'm not a big fan of the art, though.
Oh, really? I like it.
Weird globular thing going on. A little too round. I don't know. Anyway. Bilgewater Swain, Nightblade. You know what? I mean, Microsoft has 4 skins. Cerner has 3. That's really all it comes down to. I think Microsoft may have won this.
Dude, is intimidation too strong?
Yep. I love that word.
I know.
It's a good word.
It is a good word.
You should patent that.
Yeah, I will. Pretty sure I'm not the one to
No?
develop that. So we have Cerner home. All right, cool. Got that all set, and now
Nice. Good job.
Yeah, man. I'm on top of this. Gotta
Shuffle them lanes around.
shuffle them lanes. Okay, I think we good. All right, so we got a lot of pings on Sinian bottom. I'm not not sure why.
No, it looks as though, I mean, they're going to send My Fleeting Dream down to just ward up the jungle a little bit. They might actually be going for an invade. My Fleeting Dream warding up the blue and heading up top to invade Cerner's blue.
Yeah, it looks like both teams having the same thoughts, but if you'll notice, Cerner did not toss a ward onto their own blue, so Microsoft definitely has the vision advantage there. And that's one thing, I know I've said it in the past, but it is really important. If you're going to invade, ward your own jungle somewhere, because there's about a 50-50 chance that the enemy is also going to invade.
I would argue even if you're not going to invade, you should ward your jungle.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I was going to say, honestly, you'll see, like in pro games, there'll be 2 or 3 wards up, deep in the enemy's jungle, in your own jungle. You just always want to have that vision. You never want to be surprised when someone comes to you while you're trying to do red at level 3.
Yeah, no, I agree. And can you hear me? I'm not sure if my...
I can hear you.
Okay, I didn't know if my mic cut out. But, yep, so Microsoft is just going to walk through there. They're just, going ham on this, just not even caring, because if they can catch, they got into Cerner's jungle without stepping on any traps. So they're like, okay, let's go for it. Let's find someone. But now they've got the idea. They know that Cerner's in their jungle. They've got that ward, so they see it. And I think we're going to see a fight, maybe.
This is interesting because, now they're all split up. I think they want to try to prevent them from taking the blue, but it's going to be way too late. I think the blue they might go down before they even get there.
No, I don't think so, because we do have Ibne, and, Hydraxi is there. He's going to have that never move.
That's right, they didn't see the teleport. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, my goodness. There it is. The flash in. Pure Strike's taking a lot of damage. He might go down first with that first blood. He's going to have to get out, but he can't. And there's first blood going down for Microsoft. Oh, getting hit by a spear. My Fleeting Dream. Brownietown is very, very close to death here. And, there's this target stun. The spear just barely missing Theostra. Going to pick up that kill. And now it is 2-0 in the early game in favor of Microsoft.
I don't know why Pure Strikes didn't flash over the wall, because he still has his flash. I think there was a bit of a panic, maybe? It was like, oh my god, there's all these people in my face right now. But that was the vision advantage that we were just talking about, and Cerner had no clue that Microsoft was there.
No, they put down a ward, but it was way too late. You can see where the blue ward is in that jungle. They were coming from over top of where the golem is, and they didn't see them until there was already a flash over the wall, and it was too late.
Yeah, that was exactly the way you need to play it. My Fleeting Dream coming down around onto KM Walshy bottom. I'm not sure if we're...
This is going to be a 2 versus 1, waiting to use the stun until he's right on top of him, eating a lot of damage. Theostru getting that exhaust Fleeting Dream, and there's the kill. Theostru picking up a second kill of the game. 2-0 at 3 minutes is going to mean a lot of trouble for Cerner's bottom lane. And now I'm thinking your mic might have died because you're not talking. So I'm going to keep going. Now... We're seeing Hydraxi and Shebang. Oh, there you are.
There we go. Sorry.
All right, there you are.
What was I saying? Oh, KM Walshy didn't get 90 caliber net level 2, so he wasn't able to escape. He opted for the Piltover Peacemaker instead.
Oh, in mid lane, Hydraxi landing and never move. A lot of harass going down the dot. Shebang having to heal himself up, and it's not going to be enough damage. Very, very close, though. Shebang might have to back here. If he gets hit by one more spell, he will go down.
Yeah, Hydraxi...
Oh, never. Ibne wants to come in and try to make something happen, but I think he's just barely on the edge of being seen here. But, the minion wave is not close enough. He wants to dive in there, but... He's going to get attacked by the turret quite a bit. If he doesn't get the kill right away, he's going to eat too much harass, and now he's choosing to back off.
Yeah, Swain is just such a good bully early on, especially if people get close to him. He is landing it, but Pure Strikes is coming in from the side. Oh, that's
going to be... And there is Pure Strikes coming in. There's the kill. Hydraxi picking that up, and the Ignite is not going to be enough to finish him off. And a little bit too late on the gank and support from Pure Strikes.
Yeah, Hydraxi playing that so well, but Shebangabang, I love that name, you can't get hit by Never Move, especially early on, because Swain can just walk right up and deal so much damage with that EQ combo.
Yep, so now we're seeing it's 4-0, 2k gold advantage, and this is before the 5-minute mark, so, Cerner is really going to have to pull it out to come out ahead here.
Yeah, Microsoft doing a really, really good job of capitalizing on these little tiny mistakes and advantages and finding them and just you know, you're right. It's before 5 minutes, and just 5 minutes right now, and it's already 4-0. And 2 of those kills are on Theostru.
Oh my God, Theostru already has Bilgewater Cutlass.
Yeah, that was tough.
5 minutes into the game. That's going to be absolutely brutal. Just a single auto attack is already going to do so much damage to Brownietown or Cam Walshy. Even with that, extra armor that Leona has, it's just going to be so much trouble from bottom lane. Any gank, I feel, and like any gank support at all from Ibne is probably going to mean another kill bottom lane.
Pure Strike's coming up top onto Aoleong, and oh no, Aoleong getting knocked right up.
Yep, and there we go. Pure Strike's coming in. They're getting a whole bunch of damage on. There's the silence from Sunny on Aoleong. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to pronounce that, but anyways, he was able to be alright just from getting away because all of the hard CC was already used, and Aurelia does have that passive that sort of reduces the duration.
Oh, in bottom lane, we do see a stun onto KM Walshy, but it looks like that you're right. That the amount of damage coming through Theostru already is ridiculous, but KM Walshy just being able to walk out of range of that. And I mean, top lane, you saw. I mean, Pure Strike's walked up. Oh, Cam Walshy, sorry, getting jumped again.
I was going to say, bottom lane, Cam Walshy just eating. Oh, just Brownietown just like trying to defend Cam Walshy with that Zenith Blade and sort of gets in the way. But, I mean, again, Cam Walshy, if he eats one more combo, like they're pushing up to the turret right now, if he eats one more combo at the turret, he's going to be dead. So in comes Pure Strikes, hopefully to the defense, maybe can sort of gank them as they're pushed right up to the turret. But I don't know if that's going to happen in time.
Yeah, I know. Brownietown, getting the stun on the
Theostru.
Oh no,
Theostru going a little bit too close, and there it is. There's the kill. Theostru getting way overconfident there. And so now Brownietown wants to make something happen. The 90 caliber net used to chase my fleeting dream. Brownietown just needs to get one more stun off. There's the stun, which need a few more auto attacks from Cam Walshy. Getting the Zenith Blade after the flash, and in comes Pure Strikes. And wow, that stun at the turret, my fleeting dream, manages to pick up the kill on Brownietown.
Wow, yeah. I mean, props to Brownietown for catching Theostru right under tower. I mean, that was really, really good reaction to get that. But, I mean, it was unfortunate that he just chased so far. There was not enough damage coming from Cam Walshy. Oh, and Ibne is here. Cam Walshy does see him through the ward, though. And Ibne wants blood. He wants to dive this.
Oh, my goodness. I don't think he's fast enough. Like, he was still going. I thought he was going to go full out.
Oh, he wanted that
very
so
interesting.
much.
He's actually got a red pot, which is very interesting. I mean, you usually see that on top laners these days, but not so much on junglers. I'm very surprised at that, actually.
Yeah, it is a fairly strong item, especially on someone like Xin Zhao, who does a lot of damage early on. And top lane, Sinian actually taking quite a bit of damage from Aoleong.
And looking at here in the jungle, Ibne coming up. Ibne wants blood. He has not been as active as he's wanted to be this game. He wants to be doing a whole lot more. He's going to come across Pure Strikes if Pure Strikes is not getting out of the way. No, here we go. Now the 2 epic Warring Kingdom skins are going to go at it. Pure Strikes having to get out of there, though, because Ibne does have red pot and red buff, eating a lot of damage. Now Ibne is going to have to retreat. Shebanga Bang getting over there, landing the Ignite, trying to pounce on top, but he's going to get stunned. Shebanga Bang is going to go down, trying to come to the defense, and it was just a little bit too much for him to handle.
Yeah, that spear not quite landing on where he wanted it to. But you can see here, alright, so my fleeting dream and Theostru did exactly what they needed to do. They shoved bottom lane up to the tower so that they could get into Cerner's jungle and help out Ibne. Oh, and Aoleong actually using his teleport top wanted to deal a lot of damage to Sinian right there. But, yeah, Cam Walshy and Brownietown just could not get there because of the wave that they had to deal with on their tower.
Yep, and I mean, they're already well behind in CS right now, and they don't want to miss more. If they, try to help out in the jungle, while the minions are pushed up to their tower, they're going to lose that much CS, and they're going to put themselves even further behind. Yeah. Stun going down on Cam Walshy, my fleeting dream, shatter combo. Cam Walshy, 90 caliber netting to get out, but again, like just from Tarek already, he's down a quarter health.
Yeah, oh man, Cam Walshy actually opting to grab a flask along with his Vamp Scepter. He's really just looking to make it through this lane phase. Just as much as he can, because Theostru is really ahead right now.
Yeah, very, very dominant right now. I don't think that's necessarily a bad decision, but I mean, it's just going to set him behind a little bit later on when he needs to be doing all that damage to help out his team. And look, we are seeing an invade now from Microsoft. Microsoft looking to take that turn. Pure Strike's going in and trying to take his blue, but Aoleong gets there first. He's going to have to get over the wall. Almost goes down. Aoleong doing so much damage with that double Doran's Blade combo. Ibne and Aoleong going to try and take out this blue buff before Sinian can get there, and there's the smite. And Ibne picking up that blue and getting the heck out.
Yeah, Microsoft doing exactly what they need to do. And, like, they just find the advantage, get in. They know they're ahead right now, so they're just walking right in, taking objectives when they can. And there was nothing that Cerner could really do about that, just because Pure Strikes is fairly squishy right now. You saw how much damage Aoleong did to him. And Shebanga Bang having to deal with a 2-man push onto this mid tower. I don't know if he can actually stop this by himself.
No, and so in comes Pure Strikes to help, but Pure Strikes is also pretty low. I mean, I think it's more for moral support than anything. I mean, they want to make sure they don't take down the turret this early. Shebangabang managing to heal himself up, land a spear.
Bot lane.
And bottom lane, we're seeing a whole lot of damage going down. There's the cleanse from Cam Walshy. Cam Walshy trying to get in on top of Theostru, but getting comboed by Tarek and that bullet time. And so now they're going to try and turn it down on top of Brownietown. Brownietown, my fleeting dream, I was going to say my fleeting dream really wanted to go in on Brownietown, but Theostru saying, nah, I'm just going to sit back and farm. You go ahead.
Yeah, KM Walshy really wanted that kill on Theostru and got fairly close, but flashed right into the bullet time. It was just a poor placement for his flash. If he had flashed more to the side and gotten out and didn't take nearly as much damage, it would have been much better outcome for KM Walshy.
Yep, and in comes Ibne from the back. He has been seen, but there's really nowhere for Brownietown to go. He's got to hug his turret because they know that Ibne and Herdraxi going all out on mid lane, actually taking them out. I was expecting the gank from Ibne to happen first because he's getting ready to come down and dive that turret. But it doesn't look as though Theostru and my fleeting dream are on the same page here. I don't think they're going to go for it. Ibne knows he's been seen. He's going to head back up.
Yep, there was a little bit of communication, not failure. Just Ibne wanted to make it happen, but yeah, you're right. Theostru and my fleeting dream just weren't quite on board. I'm noticing top lane. Sinian's actually taking a lot of damage from Aoliang. He opted for the catalyst first, so he doesn't really have the defenses to deal with all just the straight auto attacks from Aoliang yet.
Yep, and here down goes the mid turret, Hydraxi and Ibne just finally pushing that thing down. And I mean, the thing about an Aurelia versus Cho'Gath top lane is, I mean, both of them have an incredible amount of sustain. And like you were saying, if you don't try and deal with Cho'Gath before he starts picking up a lot of that health, he's going to go, oh, speaking of which, there, he goes down. Aoliang just comboing him to death. I was going to say, you got to make sure you harass him with auto attacks early before he builds up that huge health pool. And that's exactly what Aoliang was doing. I'm just fumbling over that name the whole game.
Yeah, and you actually notice Aoliang got 2 Doran's Blades because he's doing exactly what you're saying he needed to do, is take down with Cho'Gath with those auto attacks early on, and those D-Blades are exactly what he needs to do that.
Yeah. Now, looking at the ward coverage, so many pink wards going around for Microsoft. Microsoft wants to make sure that Cerner has basically no vision whatsoever. They do see Pure Strikes in this Tri-Brush right now because Cerner is desperate to make something happen. Scores 9-1 with a 5k gold advantage in favor of Microsoft.
Yeah, and you know that Microsoft wants to make a dragon happen right now. They can force a fight. They are enough ahead right now that they can pretty much do it without worrying. But we do see Pure Strikes and Shebangabang coming down to bot lane, but they're going to walk through that ward in the Tri-Brush.
Yep, so they're going to see it coming, and now my fleeting dream, Theostru are going to back way off, and Ibne going to leave because they know just the 2 of them will be enough to hold off the turret on their own against this push of 4. Although maybe they're going to start a fight because down comes Hydraxi, so we might see a 4v4 fight that's getting baited. There's the ultimate going down from Brownietown. He's going to try to make something happen, and wow, the jump on top of Theostru, is it going to be enough to take him down? It just might be. Brownietown goes down first, and there goes Pure Strikes. Wow, they were able to take out Theostru, but it's going to be a little bit too much for them. My fleeting dream just needs to land one more stun, and Cam Walsh is going to go down as well. And there's a spear landing, there's a flash, a little bit unnecessary from Ibne, but down goes Cam Walshy, and they will be able to take a dragon off the back of this.
Oh, absolutely. And it was a good move from Brownietown. It wasn't quite executed as well as it should have been. I mean, Misfortune didn't get stunned by the ultimate from Brownietown, but Brownietown also got stuck in the Jarvan ultimate underneath the tower, and that's not where you want to be when you're behind.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the problems here is that the people who were stuck under the tower, namely Pure Strikes and Brownietown, like neither of them were tanky enough to sustain tower hits this early in the game. Neither of them have that armor that they need.
Right.
So, I mean, that's a very risky move if you're going to dive on top of a tower as Jarvan. You have to make sure you destroy your target immediately, and it took them a little while.
Oh, Shebangabang's walking almost right into Hydraxi and turned back instead. Didn't want to have to fight that. But Shebangabang did try and steal the dragon with a spear. That would have been awesome if he managed to. But Aoliang keeps using his teleport top and punishing Sinian hardcore. Did get that Bilgewater Cutlass already, and he's working for that Bork.
That Bork, and I mean Aoliang is playing this lane absolutely perfectly. He's keeping Sinian's health down. He's keeping him away from the minions. He is massively out farming him and just comboing him to death. Here we go. We're going to see some auto attacks going down, and Sinian is going to go down. Aoliang just taking him out one more time.
Yeah, playing that very, very well. I mean, okay, Sinian did finally grab the Warden's Mail, but it might be too late. Aoliang just doing so much damage with that true damage.
He's just proxy farming right now. I mean, yeah. Pure Strikes is on the turret, but I mean, there's a 5-level disadvantage here. If Aoliang wants to go and try and dive him, I wonder if he could kill him right now.
Yeah, I mean, Aoliang is very, very strong right now. Oh, it looks like Shebangabang wants to come up and assist this right now. But there's not much CC to be had between Pure Strikes and...
Oh, those auto attacks. Oh my god, just doing so much damage to Pure Strikes. Pure Strikes is going to go down, trying to lock him down on top of the turret. Here comes the teleport. Owling eating a whole bunch of turret hits. Shebang-a-bang now and Sonian going to try and take him out, but Owling was able to get out just in time, dodging the spear with perfectly, and now he's going to try to take them on 2v1. Owling is just trying to delay until Hydraxi gets up there, and there we go. Owling gets once again another kill, and now Sonian's going to go down for trying to help because Hydraxi is just dealing so much damage. It is 16-2.
Wow. Ibne is now bottom lane,
Oh,
and Brownie
bottom lane
Town, why?
There's a 3-man dive going down on bottom lane. A good stun landing on top of a whole bunch of people on the turret, but they can just sustain tower hits all day. They don't even care. Now there's a stun, the flash from KM Walshy, and I think it might be enough for him to escape this time, despite the ultimate from Fleeting Dream. I don't think Ibne is going to be able to catch up, so at least they survived, but they did lose a couple turrets for it.
Yeah, Ibne did not have a flash to follow that up, and Hydraxi getting top lane turret as well at the same time, so right now it's a 10,000 gold lead for Microsoft at 15 minutes in the game.
Yeah, Microsoft just absolutely exerting their dominance over here. I mean, they were definitely the favorite to win this from the start, and they're certainly showing that there are no slouches here. My Fleeting Dream and Theoster are going to come into mid with Aeolian, and it looks like they might start to group up as 5 and force some team fights, and considering how much stronger they are, that would definitely be the smart choice.
Yep, and the buffs in the Cerner jungle are all, Microsoft's just walking in and they're like, alright, we're going to take these, thanks guys. I mean, thanks for holding an extra pair of buffs for us.
Yep, now they're going to dive on top of Sinian because as a Cho'Gath, he is not tanky enough just yet. That bullet time, a little bit of overkill, but it does clear off the minion wave, giving them more time to take out the turret.
Yeah, and there's nothing that Cerner can do right now. They just have to sort of sit and let this happen. They can't fight. They're too far behind.
No, I mean, some good spears, actually. Theostri is sustaining a lot of damage from that Nidali spear. Aeolian getting stunned on top of the turret, but he can absorb a lot of punishment right now. He's level 12 and much higher level than anyone else on Cerner.
Yeah, and Shebang Bang, you're right, is landing some pretty good spears, but doesn't quite have enough, AP to make them really, really scary yet. I mean, a full range Nidalee, or a full range spear from Nidalee with some AP is terrifying. But if she doesn't have any AP, it's just not. It's like it just tickles. It's like, okay, well, that hurt a little bit, I guess.
Yep, and I mean the farm disadvantage is very, very clear. The top lane, I mean, Aeolian is ahead by 60 CS. Bottom lane, Theoster is ahead by about 40. But mid lane, actually, Shebang has done a decent job of keeping up in farm. The only issue is the kills.
Yeah, Hydraxi's only got, 5 kills up on her. No big deal, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a pretty huge gold advantage right now for pretty much every single member of Microsoft right now. I mean, there's absolutely no way that Cerner can fight right now. I'm not really sure how you can come back from this big of a deficit.
Yeah, and Sinian just can't tank any of the damage that Aeolian is dishing out, and he's trying to farm at this wave, and he is getting all the creeps, but we do see my Fleeting Dream coming in. This is going to be a very dead Cho'Gath.
Yep, once again, Aeolian just sort of, faking going back, and my Fleeting Dream, all he had to do was land the stun. Aeolian was going to do all the rest of the work with those auto attacks. A spear missing from Shebang Bang, so he's not going to be able to defend this turret on his own, but in comes Pure Strikes. I mean, this is kind of dangerous because Pure Strikes is still pretty squishy. He's trying to auto-attack Aeolian and my Fleeting Dream down, but they can't do any damage at all. They're just sitting there and tanking the turret. And there we go, there's the ultimate. My Fleeting Dream having to flash out because he absorbs some turret aggro, and Shebang Bang is actually going to go down because Hydraxi comes in from the back, and now Pure Strikes having to flash out, and Aeolian and my Fleeting Dream going back to work on the turret.
Yeah, and my Fleeting Dream really did want to take that turret aggro because he knew he had his flash. He knew that that Pure Strikes was going to use the Cataclysm on him, and he just flashed right out, and then Aeolian, sorry, that name is still killing me. Aeolian just dealt with the turret and killed Shebang Bang instead. So the amount of just tankiness and map control coming out, this mid.
Yeah, Hydraxi just going in. There's the stun landing from my Fleeting Dream. Signing, I'm going to go down once again. An ultimate from Brownie Town, but it's not going to be enough. Having to flash out because he's in danger of dying. Ibne is sustaining a lot of damage from that turret. He needs just a little bit more. And there's the double kill from Hydraxi as well. Aeolian picking up one in the base. He's diving on top of this turret. He does not care. There's a double for him. And Theostru picking up a kill as well.
Every member of Microsoft right now is just so tanky. They don't care about diving and fighting under these turrets. It's just so much damage coming out, or not enough damage at all from Cerner coming out, rather.
Yep. Oh, that's almost picking up Ibne. Very close. And just, I mean, that shows the danger. They're so far behind. And again, Shebang Bang landing a nice spear on Theostru on bottom lane. But I mean, that's the thing about Nidalee. They're so far behind, and even then, those spears are still pretty dangerous.
Oh yeah, they still do a bit of damage. And he did get that Haunting Guide, so he does finally have a bit of AP, a bit of penetration. But it's just she doesn't have enough time to poke and get get Microsoft's health down, because Microsoft can just dive right in and engage whenever they want to.
Yep, they really don't have much. Cerner does not have much of a front line for, spears to pass through right now because, I mean, their tanks being Cine and Brownietown and Pure Strikes all are way too weak to absorb any damage at all.
Yeah, Pure Strikes. I keep looking at his health pool.
Now again, I was going to say, I wondered if he was going to go in 2v1. He probably could have.
Oh, I'm sure he can. I mean, he's already got a locket. He's got a locket and a Bork. It's
Bork. Oh my goodness, and the surrender vote actually coming through. This is going to be the end of the game. The 20-minute surrender from Cerner, and so Microsoft going to earn the higher seed for the playoffs.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, Microsoft did take that game and just roll with it as strongly as they could. There was not much Cerner could do, especially at that level 1 fight.
Yeah, certainly not a great deal to say about that. I mean, that Microsoft really just showing off their skill and dominating really, really early and taking it through to the end game.
Yeah.
So that's going to be it. I mean, for us this week, really, relatively short cast, but I mean, them's the breaks. That's what happens when we're on Challenger Week. So, I am WaveofShadow.
I am Soniv, and thank you for joining us. We will see you next week.